Hey, welcome back to the Gen Con TV studio. I am Rudy Rutenberg, and I'm here with Jake and Lexi, and they're going to show us what they say is a really, really fast, really exciting card game, a TCG.
Yep.
So we have, it's kind of, from the way you've described it to me, it's kind of in that same vein as like Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, but you guys have like a pretty nice backstory involved in all the lore, and this stuff is gorgeous. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
And even like basically the foil. What were you calling them?
So these are secret rares. It's a raised 3D foil micro etch foiling.
I mean, doesn't that sound like they actually put a lot of energy and effort into it? It's not just like some like, oh, we got art and we're just gonna slap it on a card. So you guys are gonna show us some of this stuff, but then you're also gonna show me how to play, yeah?
Yeah, absolutely. So Exodus is a 5 to 10 minute fantasy tabletop TCG. We just released our 5th set August 1st here at Gen Con. So the new set is The Dimension That Disappeared, brand new boosters. And yeah, we'll go ahead and give you the demo so you can kind of see how everything works, and so everything makes sense. It's not just like, here's everything.
Do all the sets have titles like that?
Yes.
I love that it is almost film noir in a way.
Oh yeah, every set has its own full lore and big storyline that goes with it, and it progresses as you go through each set.
Wow. All right. Okay, so what do you want to show me?
Yeah, so we'll go ahead and jump into the demo. You want to just start with that?
Oh,
That way
okay.
it all makes sense?
Sure, we're gonna
Then
jump right into.
explain later. It'll make more sense.
I guess we
Okay.
can give a quick little
Yeah, like
kind of
what booth?
backstory.
Where's the booth? Because sometimes people are watching this in line to go somewhere, or they're in line to buy something, and then so if they're like entranced by this, which the colors alone or something like that, So if they're into it, maybe they'd like to go check it out right now.
for sure.
Yeah.
I
So
mean-
we're at booth 2568 over in the exhibit hall, and we got a nice corner booth with all the banners and the colors, so it should be pretty easy to spot.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So yeah, before we jump into the demo, real quick, if you're wondering where does the name of the game come from, Exodus? Well, that's from the storyline or the lore behind the game. So there's a mass exodus occurring from Earth to the fictional world of Eventide in the game's story. And Eventide is about 200 times the size of Earth, this massive planet where it defies the laws of physics. And the planet's a living thing. So as these portals are opening up and this exodus is occurring, you get tethered to this new world. You get kind of this alien metal gauntlet that forms from your fingertips to your shoulders. It gives you the ability to levitate and drift and fly. So players
the
are
name
known
Drifter.
as drifters in the game. And you can summon these massive creatures like dragons and angels using cards forged from Stardust.
Yep.
It actually, I don't know if you guys are quantum physics nerds, but it actually could make sense with quantum mechanics.
There you
Just
go.
so you know,
There you go.
it's
Science.
possible.
Yes.
That's right. So, yep. So in the game, players start with they play with 2 different decks. So one of them is actually all the same. This is going to be your energy deck, and this is just like your mana or your resource cards in the game. So you don't have to shuffle them; just kind of keep them off to the side, nice and shiny. You can
Now-
show them off
I don't have to shuffle them, can I?
for good luck.
You can.
Because they're literally all the same. yeah?
They're all the same. Yeah.
Great.
They all do the same thing.
I can do things that have no meaning to
There you go. Shuffle them for good luck. It
still feel
matters.
important.
So yeah, that'll just be off to the side. And then we have another deck that we play with, which is the main deck. And in here, there's 2 different types of cards that you'll see. So we've got symmetry cards and creature cards. So creature cards would, of course, be like your monsters that you use to battle and attack with. And then symmetry cards are like spell cards or effects or abilities that you can use anytime. Symmetry cards are cool because they're instant speed, so you can use them anytime in the game on any player's turn. You can drop as many as you want, whenever you want, just throw them out there.
Okay.
So those will put a big twist on the game and on each turn. And then, yeah, we'll go ahead and shuffle the main deck. So you'll notice on each of the cards they have stars in the top right corner. Those actually aren't a cost or requirement or anything. The stars is just the rarity of the card. So you'll see some cards will have 3 stars. It means it's a rare. 2 stars would be uncommon. 1 would be common. And so certain cards in the game might reference or target the rarity of a card. So it might say like each common creature in play gains an energy, or target an uncommon and do something with it. And so throughout the game you might see different rarity mechanics tie into the game.
Okay, so how many stars is each common? Like, what's the rarity?
Yeah. 1 star would be a common card,
Mhm.
and then 2 stars would be uncommon, 3 is rare.
Okay.
And then you've got, of course, the super cool secret rares. They have 3 stars plus like a foil SR beneath the stars.
Okay.
So those are like top tier.
I want to add something cool about the rarity stars. So one of the big innovative things about this game is it's not, the card rarity is not just the collectability aspect. I'm sure it is, how commonly a card is found in a pack, but it's also a mechanic in the game, which we
Right.
call the rarity mechanic.
Right.
So again, there's cards that reference maybe it only affects a common creature or a rare, for example.
I just want to point out on the side here that you have a tie pen on your thing, and I usually am always in like a very like built up tie.
Always formal.
Nice.
Eldridge knots, yeah, no. So I love that. I don't know where you got it, but I want one.
Can't wear suits. Gotta represent the formality
That's
somehow.
right.
I'm into it. Okay, so we've got like kind of standard rules card down here.
Yep, so the
for you
rule
to
card
talk through.
is down there. That walks you through the 5 phases of a turn. I got one here for you to
Yeah,
check
great.
out as well. So we're just going to take turns going through the 5 phases of a turn, and then each player starts with 10 life points. So the goal of the game is, of course, to get your opponent down to 0.
Yeah. So, well, can you kind of give us before we start playing? Can you
Yeah.
kind of like give us an idea of what each phase is through
Absolutely.
the cards while we're looking at it? So
Yeah,
that people can
so
see
the
it.
draw phase there, at the start of every turn in the game, players are going to draw 6 cards. So you
Mhm.
have your 2 different decks here. You're going to get 3 from the main deck, 3 from the energy deck. Every turn you're going to get 6 new cards. So you're going to be going through your deck pretty fast.
Okay.
What's cool though, this game has no deck out penalties. So if you ever run out of cards in your deck, you just do what's called a deck recycle. Everything comes right back.
Okay.
So even though you're cycling through a lot of cards, you don't have to worry about like running out and losing.
Sure.
So draw phase, pretty simple, just draw your cards. Energy phase, this is where the energy cards come into play. So like I said, this is your mana or resource cards. And you're going to be playing them out on the field. So that matters because in order to summon creatures, they have to have at least 1 energy behind them. So the more energy you put on the field, the stronger your creatures are going to be. Or if you spread them out, you're going to be able to do multiple creatures. So we'll get the visuals in a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, energy phase, then once you get all your energy out on the field, creature phase, of course. So any creature cards that you draw in your hand, just play them on the energy piles. So the interesting thing, creatures in this game don't have any built-in numbers or powers. You actually get to decide as the player how strong every one of your creatures is going to be every time you play them out.
Okay.
So that's kind of where the energy comes into play. Energy is like the attack, health, pretty much the whole life source
All
for
of
every
it.
creature. Yeah. So once you get your creatures out on the field, then we jump to the attack phase. Just the player who goes first can't attack on the first turn, but after that, attack phase is open for everybody. So
Why not?
So going first, players, whoever goes first, basically if they were to attack first, it would just kind of like shoot the opponent down and kind of give them a little bit of
And
advantage.
because the player who goes first has the draw advantage,
Yeah.
because it goes starting hand, player goes second, also uses their starting hand, so you both skip drawing cards on your first turn. Therefore, the player goes second, gets the first opportunity to get that first blood and deal damage and attack, to get that upper hand to try to win the game. Because after that, by turn 3, it's back to the first player, and they get to draw 6 more cards. So they're going to have hand advantage, but the other player will have field advantage.
Okay, and then so how do you determine who goes first?
we do like a dice roll or rock, paper, scissors.
Oh, okay.
Classic.
And then
Simple.
can we play, like, can the 3 of us play right now?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we could.
multiplayer,
So
for sure.
multiplayer is a definite format in this game. You could do free-for-all, you could do team battles, 2v2, 3v3, however you want to do it. So there's
Okay.
no maximum number of players.
I'm actually glad you brought that up because we're about to start season 3 of Organized Play, and just a quick side note that is going to be our first multiplayer live 2v2 format. So you and a friend can actually team up, you can strategize, show each other your hands while you play, and this is all during a tournament. So it's really something cool that you'll be able to bring a friend to Worlds if you both earn your World Championship invitation.
Gauntlet.
And you can play, yeah,
The World
definitely.
Gauntlet?
Oh, yeah.
And you can play for the Villains, the Chronos this season, or for Eventide, one of any of the other 5 guilds.
And I'm going to be one of the villains, is what you're telling me.
Yes.
You told me before
Nice.
I'm Kronos. That's
You
what
picked
you
the Chrono
so.
deck, so you're going to be representing the villains today. Very nice.
That's probably appropriate. I don't know. All right. So what's the next step? What are we doing?
Yeah, so the attack phase would be next after you get all your creatures out on the field. Each creature can attack once per turn. There is no summoning sickness, so as soon as creatures come out, they can always attack right away.
Okay.
Like I said, the goal is to get your opponent down to 0 life points. The only way you could hit the life points, though, is if you've cleared all the creatures off their field first.
Okay.
So you're trying to get all those creatures out, then hit them directly. Unless, of course, card lets you deal direct damage, so certain ones might do that. But yeah, so then after the attack phase, end phase, this is kind of where cards resolve, and like if you want to play any other symmetry cards or just let things kind of finish out, and you pass turn off to your opponent.
Yeah, so basically on that rule card, all you're doing is, you're saying, okay, it's my turn. I'm going to go steps 1 to 5, draw, play energy, summon creatures, attack if you want, and then end your turn.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the 5 phases. If you're ready, we'll go right into it.
I mean, I'm as ready as I can be.
All right, let's
You
go
got
for
this.
it. So starting
Even
hand-
if I don't, it's just a game.
Yeah, play to have fun.
Yeah,
We'll see-
and
we'll see what
I'm
happens.
Chronos, so I'll just turn it back and we'll start again.
All right.
I'll keep you
You got
locked
Jake
here
in your back
forever.
corner there. He can help
That's
you
right.
out.
Yep.
Oh, am I just playing you right now?
Yeah, so we're gonna do a
Oh,
1v1.
I'll kind of commentate on what's going on. And
All right.
Yeah. So go ahead and shuffle your main deck a little bit real quick. And,
Is that because I saw the top cards and you think that's going to give me some sort of advantage because I know
Stacking the
anything about them?
deck. Yeah. So yeah, once you're finished shuffling, we'll go ahead and get the starting hand. So it's going to be 3 from the main deck, and then 3 from the energy deck. And for demo purposes, if it's okay to go first, kind of just show you the visuals. Walk you through your turn.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, so yeah, you
We'll
can just
say
hold on to
beauty
it.
before age.
All right, so we don't need to actually do the draw phase on the start of the game because we got our starting hand. So I'm going to
Mhm.
skip step number 1, jump right into the energy phase. So like I was saying, you could play the energy on the field any way that you like. So you could do 3 piles of 1 like this, spread them all out. You could do a stack of 2 and kind of do multiple piles, or do a single stack of 3. So however you do this will determine how many creatures you can play on your field and how strong they're going to be. So like if I do a single stack of 3, I could do 1 creature on here, that'll be nice and strong, or I could spread the energies out and play multiple creatures, but obviously they would be weaker.
Okay.
So looking at my hand, I'm going to go with a stack of 2 and 1. So creature phase next. Any cards that say creature in the top right corner of the card, I can go ahead and play on the files just like that. So these creatures actually have some abilities, but this one is just when it attacks, so nothing happens here. And then this creature says when it enters play or whenever it attacks, I can reveal the top and bottom card of my main deck and then draw 1 energy. So I'm simply just going to reveal the top card. It's a creature. This one doesn't have any reveal effects, so nothing happens. I'm just going to see what it is. Bottom card, this one actually does have a reveal trigger. So this card says, when this creature is revealed by a card effect, each opponent loses 1 life point, and then I get to draw an energy from my energy deck. So just because of that.
What was that about stacking the deck?
I shuffled, I promise. All right, so I get to draw 1 off of that, and then this lets me draw an energy. So here's my reveal triggers. I can't attack since I'm going first, so I'm going to skip the attack phase. Can't do that. This looks like all I can do, so go for it.
Okay. Now, I just want you to know, I'm going to be hard-headed about this,
Okay.
and I'm going to lose on my own. Okay?
Okay. Let me know if you need help though. I'm here.
Oh
for it.
yeah, no, obviously, but I'm gonna suck it up and see what happens. Now here's a question:
Hmm?
do you differentiate between may and can?
Yes. Well, so may and can. Essentially, terminology is a really big thing in the game.
Right.
So if you read the card text carefully, this is something in game design that we call directionally speaking, and that's where if you read the card text in context, it might work for that scenario, it might not work for another. So if you think it's one-sided, read it again because a lot of them they're directionally speaking, which means it'll work one way but not another way. On the flip side, we also have that are just you may, which means you can do whatever you want, you don't have
It's
to.
optional.
So there's a lot of flexibility in what you can do.
Okay, and what's an afterthought?
Good question.
That is the new mechanic for set 5. We're excited to talk about that.
That is a
Well,
Chrono
you've got an
specialty.
opportunity now
All right,
before I
let's do
play
it.
the card.
So the afterthought mechanic is exclusive to the Chronos, the villains, what you're playing right now.
Okay.
So afterthought mechanic is a new thing that is introduced on rare or higher Chrono creatures in set 5, the dimension that disappeared. Those are, that have that little afterthought symbol on the creature card. So it's a little smoky icon, and that is the afterthought ability. Now, that means when that creature leaves play, right? So you summon the creature on the energy, you can attack with it, it can protect your life points, but once it leaves play, whether being sent back to your hand by a card effect, being destroyed and sent to the graveyard, however it would leave the field, you as the player may choose to change it from a creature into an afterthought. If you do, it remains face up on the field without energy, and it changes its card type from a creature into an afterthought. This means it loses all the text on the card, except it gains that afterthought ability text in white. And that it basically leaves a lingering effect on the battlefield, which you can use throughout the game.
Okay, and then so if I were to, if I were to attack you with something that has 2 energy, on your 2 energy,
Yep.
does that wipe yours out, or does it wipe both of ours out?
So yeah, good question. It's actually going to take both creatures out because in creature-to-creature battles, they're always going to subtract opposite energy amounts.
Okay.
So if they're equal like that, they're just going to cancel each other out, kill each other. If you use like a 2 energy creature to attack a 1, that's weaker. Mine will take the 2 damage and die, but yours would still take 1 damage because mine has 1. So it's just always
Say that to me one more time.
Yeah, no problem. So like if you have this creature on here with 2 energy, it's attacking this guy that has 1. Mine's going to take 2 damage because yours has 2, which would kill my creature. And then since mine has 1, it's going to deal 1 damage to yours. Yours would lose that 1 energy and stay on the field with 1.
Okay,
So you're just
I see.
subtracting opposite
Yeah,
energy
long
amounts.
story short, the name of the game is you just compare energy, and then you just subtract them at the same time. The higher one stays in play, the other one's destroyed.
Okay. There's a lot going on this deck.
Yes.
Okay, so what we'll do, I think here is, I will interplay with this one. I don't even know what yours do, so it might as well not
Let's
even
go, I'll
matter.
let you know
Go
when
for
their
it.
abilities come.
And then this one says, and the reason I asked about may and can
Mhm.
is because specifically, like, I do a lot of game design for like D&D. So
Nice.
can is the ability to,
Yeah.
may is the permission to,
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
and neither of those really forces having to do it,
Mm-hmm.
right? As opposed to like when you do this, this happens.
Very
Exactly.
true. Yep.
So, like you see a lot of that in Magic, right?
Mhm.
When this card enters the field, this happens.
Yep.
So in this one, it says when the creature enters play, you may discard 1 card from your hand and draw 1 card,
Mhm.
but it doesn't mean I have to.
Correct.
Exactly. So that is an optional effect. It's up to you.
However, I feel like, and then if I do, it goes into a discard pile.
Yeah. So you're just gonna make a new discard pile off to
So
the side.
face up, that'll be your graveyard or discard pile.
And then symmetry, like you said, is more casting.
So
that can be done at
symmetries,
any time.
Yeah, you can throw them
Anytime.
on your field or your turn or my turn. Any point in the game, just play them down.
And those
All
aren't
instant
played on
speed.
energy piles, just play them face up on the table like an instant and then discard it when it's over.
Okay. So then I guess what I would do is go ahead and I'll do 2 on that one.
Nice.
And this one says whenever this creature goes to the graveyard, add 1 energy beneath your main deck or to a creature in play.
Ooh, very nice.
And then, so I don't want to use the discard for this one.
Mhm.
And this one doesn't matter yet because the creature's still here.
Right.
And then I'll use the Madness Settles one, which does take my points to 3. Wait, so here's the question then. It takes me down to 3. It doesn't come back
Right.
at all.
So that's going to be a permanent life point loss. There may or may not be ways to heal that life point, but for the most part, you're going to be down to 3.
Okay,
So
then I guess
it's
I'll
pretty
wait on
risky.
that one for the moment. But we will go ahead and resolve these since I get to attack now,
Yep.
right?
Yep. So each
Uh,
creature can attack once per turn. So you can attack. You got to clear through my creatures before you can hit my life points.
Yes, so we're going to go ahead and clear through them.
Okay.
Because this one will get me the...
Yep. You'll get the effect off of
Yeah.
that.
Do you get any effect on that one from it clearing?
So it's when this creature attacks. So this one isn't really going to do anything. So
Okay.
you can just hit it. It'll die.
Okay, so it goes.
Yep.
That one will go out. And then so this one I get, when it goes to the graveyard, I get to pull the thing. But then it also can become an afterthought?
Correct.
So that one is actually either or. So if you choose
Yep.
to send it to the graveyard, it's going to the graveyard instead of becoming an afterthought. So
I
it's
see.
going to be your choice. Do you want to make it an afterthought or do you want to send it to the graveyard to get that energy?
And then when I say ignore all life point requirements, excluding costs for your card effects and abilities, means...
So the card that you have won't quite work with that. That's like the one
Yeah.
card in your deck that it doesn't quite work with that specific card.
For example, there's a lot of cards that will say, if you have exactly 1 life point left,
Yeah.
do this. So you can ignore that, because that's a life point requirement.
Yeah, the one you have specifically forces your life points to 3. It's not a requirement. It's just
It's
forcing
changing
it.
your life points.
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, well, I'll do this one, and then since it allows me to take put 1 energy beneath main deck or creature in play, I'll just move
Yep.
this over here.
There you go. So yeah, when energies are destroyed, they always go back to the energy deck. They just cycle
Okay.
right through. Creature goes to the discard pile when it dies.
And discard pile can be anywhere.
Yep. Just
Face
make it a
up or
face
down?
pile. Yeah.
Okay.
Face it.
So that one's down, and then your other creature's gonna go.
All right. Sounds good. So yeah, this one doesn't have any effect when it is being attacked, so it just dies. Yours will take 1 damage since mine had 1 energy behind
Mhm.
it, so just pop 1 off. There you go. Awesome. So you've gone through your attack phase. End phase, just if you have any other symmetry cards you want to play. It's up to you if you want to do those, or you could just end your turn.
No, I'm gonna wait on that one.
Sounds good. All right, so it's back
Because
to
now
my
you know
draw
you
phase.
have to get me from 4 to 0 in one swing.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's back to my draw phase. Draw phase, you're always going to get 3 cards from each deck. So 3 from the main deck again, 3 from the energy deck. Now there is no hand limit in this game, so even if you're saving cards like I was, it's still going to be 3 and 3 every
Sure.
turn. There's also no field limit either, so you can keep playing as many piles and creatures as you want.
Great.
So yeah, just go crazy. All right, so I'm going to go with a pile of 3, make a nice strong guy here. Do another pile of 2 with the other energy that I got. I'm going to start with Vastion the World's Hollow. So this creature says, when this creature is summoned, each player reveals their hand. And then when it attacks, it gains an extra energy before it hits. So yeah, you got the Madness Settles there. I have 3 cards in hand, so I've got 2 symmetries and a creature. My creature actually gets an effect when it's revealed. So when this creature is revealed or attacks, each player reveals the top card of their main deck. And then if I reveal a symmetry, I can add it to my hand. Another Madness Settles.
Another Madness Settles.
Okay, cool. So if I reveal a symmetry, it is a symmetry. I can choose to add it to hand, and if I do a creature, I can draw an energy. So looking at my hand, yeah, I'll go ahead and draw that.
I mean, there's no reason why you wouldn't.
Yeah. So
I mean,
yep.
there's a lot of layers of strategies to the game. Depending on what deck you're going up against, there's some all symmetry decks or all creatures. So that if they need you to have like a symmetry on top of the deck or a creature, for example, there's cards that deal direct damage depending on what you flip over.
Okay.
So
maybe you could, okay, I like that.
yeah.
Yeah, in this case, I went ahead and drew it. So that is that creature. I'm going to go ahead and play that creature that I revealed on my other pile of 2.
Now, does it do the effect again?
No, it's only when it attacks or is revealed. So just by playing it, it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
So yeah, that's my
But
creature phase.
so a play could be a reveal, but it is not always a reveal.
So revealing is specifically if a card says reveal. It's not just
Essentially a keyword.
Yeah, I can't just
Oh.
choose to reveal at will. I have to have a card that specifically says
But when you
reveal it.
play it, that doesn't count as a reveal?
No.
No.
That's
This
considered
card-
a summon.
Yeah.
Got it.
This card, when I played it, said reveal your hand. So this was the trigger point.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. So there is a process of like you need to do it in this order in order to make that work.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
All right, so that's my creature phase. I'll go ahead and go into the attack phase now
Sure.
since it's my second turn. So I'm going to go ahead and have my 2 energy mush folk here attack your guy. So
Mhm.
mine will lose 1. So you can choose to send it to the graveyard or you can make it an afterthought since yours is a chrono.
We might as well.
Awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and read that afterthought ability.
Sure. You may send this afterthought to the graveyard to draw 1 card.
Okay, so that you can do it anytime, kind of like a symmetry, just whenever you want. You can pop that over to the graveyard, get that energy.
Sure.
All right, so this one's done attacking for the turn. This one, so you have no creatures left on your field and you're wide open, so I could attack you directly for 3 points. I've got 3 energy behind this creature. So that's ultimately what you're trying to get to in the game is get that direct damage.
Yeah.
This is all I can do for my turn, so go for it.
All right.
So you can see once it gets going, it goes pretty quick back and forth.
Yeah. If I knew what I was doing, we'd be flying.
Oh yeah, you should see when Jake and I play, it's just like boom, boom, boom. 2-minute games.
This one has a lot of text on it.
Jake can help you out if you need.
Yeah, what you got there?
I'm just reading the extra things about like what can or can't be on there.
You're good. Yeah, so while he reads that, the Chrono deck that he's playing, this is a custom deck using lots of the new creatures from Set 5. And while the main mechanic for Chronos is Afterthought, there are 2 specific unique Chronos. One's a rare, one's a secret rare that goes with it. And that's kind of the cover character here is the rare, Erota, the Flickering Facade. So if you
Got
see
that
this
somewhere in your deck.
creature, this Chrono, when it would leave the main deck. By the way, this is in lieu of an Afterthought ability. So instead it has a normal ability, but it's a really unique one, where when it would leave the main deck, such as by drawing it, it goes beneath your main deck instead. So it's
Face up.
basically a separate zone, face up, beneath the deck. It's not at the bottom, it's beneath it. And then every turn you feed it an energy from your field, if you have any. So when your deck runs out, you summon it with all that energy attached. And it's this big, scary, kind of chained up creature. Now it's really cool though because it's the Flickering Facade. If you notice, Chronos are these dark, smoky matter creatures, and it's this really colorful, bright, glowing Chrono.
Yeah, it
because
kind of stands out from the other Chronos. It's like, this is the really interesting, bright, kind of a little bit more cheery one.
And the Facade is, when Erota comes out, at peak power, actually, the Facade falls, it transforms into this Master Chrono. So you're probably looking at the card that goes with it. You put it on
I
top
think
of
I
it.
am.
This one.
And it has a lot of crazy abilities. So.
Okay, so then what we're gonna do is what was this? Oh yeah, the other one of her. So we're gonna do that, and then you go ahead and burn the Afterthought to pull an additional card.
Mhm.
So I'll send that to the graveyard.
Nice.
Unsummon.
Oh shoot.
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's really good.
But I don't have anything else I can do with that because of the everything I've got here is these, and then this guy, which isn't
So
really
maybe
gonna
hold on to that.
Yeah, but for the time being, just to be annoying.
And you also have the afterthought, which you could send that to the graveyard to draw an
I
extra
did.
card.
You
That's
did,
what
that
I,
is his
that's,
Oh, that's the
this is what I
graveyard.
got.
I'm sorry,
So
I missed
that's
that.
okay. We'll get some damage
Yeah, yeah.
avoidance here.
That's good.
So then I select one creature on the field to return to the owner's hand. All energy attached to it is discarded, so you know which one's going.
Gee, I wonder.
The big one.
So we'll pay
Sure you
that.
don't want to do the one energy creature?
Don't take the bait.
Alright, so yeah, this goes to my hand.
She's persuasive.
Yeah.
Gotta ask.
And then these two energies just stay with me for now.
Yeah, so you can keep them in hand, you can put them on the field if you want, it's up to you.
And what is each player may have a blank pile on their field, gain 1 energy.
You can actually make blank piles with that energy in your hand. That's basically just put an energy in play, but don't put a creature on it. That's considered a blank pile.
Oh, I see. Okay. Then you may draw 1 card from the main deck. So I guess I'll play that.
Nice.
We'll add.
Mhm.
Each player may have a blank pile on their field, gain 1. Okay, so I can't have like 3 of them.
Right, it's
3
only
blank
gonna add
piles.
to 1 pile.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a new card that does that, but
That sounds aggressive already. And then I draw 1.
Yep.
And that's good that I actually get a creature, but
Oh, nice.
I can still play the creature because
Yeah.
I technically haven't done anything.
sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're still in the energy phase.
So we're gonna get this one again.
Cool.
So whenever this creature goes to the graveyard, add 1 energy. It's not going to the graveyard, and we're not gonna do life point requirements for anything because he doesn't have any at the moment. I don't have anything that does for that.
Mhm.
But you're gonna take, you're gonna get your damaged one there. He's gonna go,
Sounds good. So my creature is destroyed.
and I lose 1.
Yep. Awesome. Looks good. Alright, is that all you want to do?
I believe that is all I can do.
Okay, gotcha. Alright, back to my draw phase then. So 3 from each deck again. And let's see what we can do.
and keep in mind, like symmetry cards can be played even on your opponent's turn,
Right.
right? So a lot of the symmetries are dual use, so you can use them offensively or defensively, and the outcome could be greatly affected depending on when you play them.
Sure.
And the thing is, you can always respond to any actions or cards that I'm doing. So if I, play an energy, summon a creature, you could respond to that immediately and try to counter my effect. You can also create stacks on the symmetries. So like if I play a symmetry, you could respond with the symmetry of your own. It creates that stack, and then they'll resolve in reverse order.
Okay.
So
I think I get that.
There's a stack going on, a response chain, if
Yeah.
you will.
Yeah.
Yeah. The really cool thing about Exodus, though, with the response system, there's so much fluidity and interactivity between the cards and what you can do with your opponent. There's always a turnaround chance. So even if you're at 1 life point, you have a chance to win because you're drawing 6 cards every turn, and those symmetries are all instant speed. So depending on when you play them, even if you're in the worst possible, we've seen the craziest turnarounds. And
Happens
so,
all the time.
and we even designed the base rules to give the players that extra boost that they need in the form of, with the response chain, or the stack, if you will, your opponent can play a card, you can respond with a card, you think that's going to save you. They have 1 extra card, so they play a 3rd one. Theirs is going to resolve first. However, the really nice thing is, after that card resolves, say you have no more responses, you're like, oh, I'm for sure going to lose. That top card resolves, your card is next up on the stack. You actually get what we call the playback rule. This is an advanced ruling that says you get to choose a new target if possible. If it's an attack, you could even cancel the attack if you think it's better to wait. You could change attackers and or attack targets if possible. So anytime the game state changes and the next card is up to resolve, you can actually redefine targets.
Okay.
To
So you're
put it in
essentially
your favor.
holding your action with that. You're holding a place in the initiative.
Yeah.
Exactly. So you can always choose the most favorable outcome.
Okay. All right. So have at thee.
Alright, so I did my energy phase. I'm going with a pile of 2 and a pile of 1. So creature phase now. I'm going to bring back Bastion. So when he's summoned, each player reveals their hand. So I actually don't have any reveal triggers, so I'm just going to see what I have. And wow, that is an interesting hand you got there. Alright, we'll go ahead and do another Bastion. So same thing, reveal hand, same stuff. Alright, going into my attack phase now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold on to these. Can't really do them just yet. So I'm gonna have my 1 energy Bastion attack your guy. So this creature's ability is when it attacks, it's gonna gain an extra energy just before the attack hits. So
Okay.
now they're gonna wipe each other out.
All right.
So,
So now I can pick up an extra energy because this one goes to the graveyard.
Yes, if you want to send it to the graveyard, I actually don't have any creatures on the field, so you can add that energy beneath your main deck. So if you do get that Eroda card, then you'll have an extra energy already there.
Ah,
Kind of a
okay.
bonus for later.
And then
Or
the
you-
afterthought for it, ignore all life point requirements, but the afterthought can't be used if it's going to the graveyard?
That's right.
So,
So it's either or.
but you killed it, so it has to go to the graveyard, yeah?
Well, you get to choose.
Oh,
Because
okay.
it's dying, you get to choose if it's going to be an afterthought or goes to the graveyard.
Okay.
So it's up to you.
I'll do the energy for now.
Cool.
So that just goes
Yeah,
like
face up.
Yep.
Start building that resource pile. Alright, so you have no creatures left on the field. I can attack you directly for 2, and when it hits, it's going to gain the extra energy, so it's actually going to hit for 3.
Great.
Alright, so the score is 10-3. Alright, go for it. You got this.
I don't care if I do or not. I don't care, okay?
Just remember, you do have that Madness Settles waiting for you.
Yeah, it looks like you drew a Rhoda, so ability trigger.
Oh,
Go ahead
nice.
and reveal that, and that's gonna go face up beneath the deck. Put that on top of the energy down there.
Got the cover
Okay,
character.
we just said a little too much too fast.
No worries.
You said it's an ability trigger.
Yes.
Meaning as soon as I draw it, it happens?
Correct, because its ability says when it would leave the deck, and you're drawing it, so it technically would leave the deck due to being drawn.
Okay.
That's going to go ahead and resolve.
Okay, so when this card would leave your main deck, put it face up beneath your main deck instead, and attach 1 energy from your field to it at the end of each turn. When 0 cards remain in your main deck, summon it along with all the energy attached. So I'll put that there so it's
Yep.
in a decent place for me to be able to do all of that at the same time. And
Nice.
then,
And because of the word instead, this is also really unique. I don't think has happened in any other TCG. We use that terminology instead. Instead of replacing, like fulfilling the requirement, if you will, instead means it never actually fulfills that requirement because it would leave the deck. You never actually drew it because its ability resolved, and before it actually left the deck, it went beneath it, which means you still need to draw another card.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see. All right. So with that, I've got these creatures in play. Oh, due to their own card effects and abilities. Okay, that makes some sense there. Send the top 3 cards of your main deck to the graveyard. You may add 1 energy beneath your main deck. Okay, so that's going to happen regardless,
Oh, nice.
because I want to get through this deck.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, mill the top 3 cards.
And then add an energy.
Awesome. Start building up.
And then pay 1 energy, select 1 symmetry in play other than this card and freeze it. That's not going to matter for now. And those are my things that I'm going to use later. And then distort dimension. Okay, so I'll go ahead and use 2 and 1.
Okay.
But I want to get rid of that thing, don't I? Okay. So I'll actually do all 3
Sounds good.
and just won't get that thing because I want to get rid of your guy there.
Nice.
So with the 3, I've done my energy phase, my creature phase, and now the attack phase. It's going to attack your whatever that is,
The Bastion.
the Bastion.
Tree
Nice.
folk.
And then so it'll do the 3. It would nil this out.
Yep.
And then it says I may send this afterlife to the graveyard to add 1 energy to a creature or pile in play. Since it would go to the graveyard, I'm going to go ahead and make it an afterthought.
Yep, there you
Got
go.
it.
Okay.
Awesome. Getting that afterthought mechanic. Okay, so do you have any other symmetries you want to play, or do you want to?
Yeah, because now I want to actually use it for that, and then put the energy to a creature or pile in play.
So-
Does this count as a pile in play?
That is not.
Unfortunately, no. You actually don't have anything on your
Oh.
field, so you're going to want to save that ability.
All
for
right,
when you
fine.
got a field. It'll be good later.
Worth a try.
All right. Anything else you want to do?
No, I think I'm okay for the moment.
All right. Sounds good. So draw. Okay. So we're gonna go with a pile of 3. And before I do my creature phase, I'm gonna throw down a symmetry, Glimpse of the Sanctuary. You saw this one earlier, so this lets me add an energy to a blank pile on the field,
Mhm.
and then draw 1 card.
Cool.
Okay. Then we'll go ahead and do You have no cards in play. That's unfortunate.
Oh, dangerous.
Can't quite use this ability then. Ooh. All right. Well. Wow, that's actually kind of tough. All right, then I'll go ahead and play for my creature phase. I'm going to play Vanquish, the Reverser of Time. Unfortunately, this creature's ability only goes off if I reveal it by a card effect or ability, so nothing's going to happen with this guy. He's just like a normal creature. But I will go ahead and jump into the attack phase, so feel free to stop me if you can. I will attack directly for 4.
Great. When I go down to -1, I'll play that one.
Oh, so close.
Well,
So close, yeah.
You didn't say, you didn't say there aren't death rows.
the game ends as soon as you
Yeah,
hit 0
unfortunately,
or
when you hit
less.
0, that's
Well,
it.
I mean, it was a close victory. Let's be honest.
That was very
10 to
Only at
nothing or 10 to
10
-1
points,
is a pretty close victory.
Super close,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, good game, man.
Likewise. Thank you. And that did feel like it felt quick already. How much time do we have? Let's see. We got time. Do you want to do it again?
I would love to.
I feel like I'm playing like a green deck versus a blue deck in the way where
Do you
like
want to switch?
You know what?
no, not
Okay.
now, because then I'd have to relearn all of that.
Good.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like one of those things. Like if you don't know how to play this sort of deck, you might be in like a hurting
Yeah,
place.
I
this
mean,
one
you-
is one of the more complex decks too, so it takes a few times to really play through it to know how they all synergize with each other.
I prefer to jump in feet first.
Yeah,
you're
it's always good.
thrown into the fire there with one of the top advanced decks. Brand new cards. The set just released, 2 days ago, so it's
So,
new to us
kinda
as
nice,
well,
yeah.
kind of.
Nobody knows what I'm doing.
It's cool.
But yeah, while you go ahead and shuffle, I want to briefly touch on some of the really unique aspects of the expansion. By the way, for those who don't know, we're a very different TCG kind of company. Our model is very different. We don't release a new set every 3-4 months like the traditional. So what we do instead is we release a new expansion set once per year to make up for that longer period between releases. Each set has all new cards, so we do not reprint any cards. We never have, we never will. That's
And
our
no set
promise
rotations.
to customers. We also don't rotate, like she said. So anything that's printed is 100% tournament legal. There will never be a ban list, no rotation. So if it's printed, it's playable.
Yep.
So you really get a lot of time to really explore the set and get that full, feel, search it out, enjoy the storyline behind all the cards.
Yeah, on top of that, like you said, we take a full year to do each set. So that means we're really taking our time with every card that we design.
Right.
Putting all of our intention and focus and everything to make sure it's balanced.
Right.
That old cards don't become obsolete and you're just like, oh, you put all this money into these original decks that you bought, a couple years ago, and now with the new cards, like they're just not that good anymore.
Right.
They're not playable. We make sure that doesn't happen. So like cards from the original base set of the game are still good and still playable.
And you're
as
actually
well as-
playing with some of those. So,
Yeah.
like what we do also that's really different is set 1, you can collect the whole base set right now just by buying the first 2 starter decks.
Okay.
There's not even a booster set to go with it. So, the set 1 is a Dragon and Angel starter deck. You have those. You got set 1. Set 2 is a booster, Galaxy Tides. Set 3 is 2 new decks, Tree Folk and Shard Folk. So those collectively make up set 3. Set 4 is a booster, Converging Chasms. And then set 5 is also a booster, so we kind of changed it up a bit. But yeah, a lot of players competitively will say, definitely buy the decks. The pre-constructed decks are good for 2 reasons. None of those cards can be found in boosters or future sets for that matter. And secondly, they contain really, really powerful symmetry cards and some ability creatures too that they kind of consider staples for deck building.
Sure.
So you definitely saw that with like Unsummon and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, shall
Ready
we?
for this?
Yeah.
All right. If you'd like, I'll even let you go first this time. So you
I
can
feel
get
like
that
for
first
this
turn.
deck, it's actually better to go first.
Yeah,
I
go
think
for
so.
it.
In that
It's all
sense.
you. So go ahead and
So
get
we'll
your
take our
starting
3,
hand. Yep.
and then we'll get our 3.
Oh,
Yaw.
wow, this is a really bad opening hand. You got it, man. Nah, we'll see.
So that comeback chance.
Oh yeah, always.
So once again, what we're looking at for those listening and watching is, you can arrange your energy every turn however you like. There's benefits, pros and cons to doing it both ways, right? You can spread out your energy and go 3 piles of 1/1/1, but then if you have a lot of creatures, that's good. You can summon creature, creature, creature. They're very weak. They're only 1 energy because they can't exist in play unless they have at least 1 energy. But the flip side, it's good because you have more protection or defense. You have to clear all creatures off your opponent's side of the field to hit their life points directly and win. So even though they're weaker, they'll offer you more defense. But you could also, on the flip side, go single column of 3, put out a big beefy creature and hit for a lot of damage.
Right. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do the Sign of the Crow,
Nice.
which allows me to discard one card from my hand, and then search the main deck for one Chrono and add it to my hand.
Awesome.
Then shuffle the deck. So I'm going to discard my salty
So-
savior,
Out
and
of
then
spite.
out of spite, because how dare you?
So you're looking for a Chrono. So in the top right above the rarity stars, it'll say creature and then Chrono. There you go. You got it. He got it.
Because
Oh,
why wouldn't
snap.
you?
Why
Oh,
wouldn't
man.
you? You can do another one and search again because it's instead.
This guy's a
There's
pro
Wait,
already.
instead?
There's that keyword.
Yep.
Working for your benefit.
Oh, because wait.
So you use Sign of the Crow, search
Right.
out a Chrono. However, it never fulfills the search because it's
Oh,
instead.
so I get to
you
search again,
for
so that's a
another,
double.
Search.
Another
This guy's
Chrono.
got it. Wow.
He found the secret
Woo.
combo. Well done.
Getting scary over here.
Some of these I haven't seen yet, so I'm
Mm.
sure there's going to be a more. I'm sure there's going to be a better situation, but that's okay. Oh, and I know what your deck does at this point, so that might be
But do you?
a kind. I mean, I feel like I've got a little bit of a situation here.
That's a good point too, because the deck's minimum 20 card main deck, 20 card energy deck. The only deck building rules, you can have up to 2 copies of the same card. So, you know, in a quick 5 to 10 minute game, you might not see all of your opponent's cards, but generally, like you said, you can get a good idea of what they're playing.
All right, so I think what I'll do is, because there's actually only a few of the Chronos in this one, so I don't know that I want to discard a different hand. No, because... all right, so I guess I'll take the Mechanical Hallucination, or... I'll go ahead and take this guy,
All right, you got the secret rare here.
and then shuffle.
While you do that, I'm going to go ahead and play a symmetry card. So this one says I can activate this. Oh, that's right.
Ah.
Misplay, my bad.
Is it the first turn? You can't do anything?
No. So this one I have to fulfill a field requirement, and I don't have it just yet.
Ah,
so
okay.
I'm going to save that for later.
So
Jumping
then
ahead.
the next thing that I was going to play is send top 3 cards of your main deck to the graveyard and then add 1 energy beneath your main deck or to a creature in play.
Nice. So yeah, that Eroda is actually under your main deck.
Right.
Check that up there.
So I'm going to burn 3,
Mm-hmm.
which is like all creatures there. And then 1 energy beneath the main deck to a creature in play. So I'm actually going to put it into this creature that's going to go into play. Actually, so
So
does,
that one was actually in your hand. It's not in play yet. All those cards that are out there were in your hand.
okay,
Yeah, so you
Okay.
haven't done the energy phase
that's
yet
fine.
or anything.
I'll do this.
So
You know what? I
it's
see what
probably
you're
better
trying
to
to
add
do.
it to Eroda anyway.
I see what you're trying to do. Okay. So I'll do that, and then I burn this guy as well. This one is burnt,
That one's
Yep.
gone.
so I still have my 3.
Yep.
And I'll go ahead and does this effect only work when
He has a bullet point. It can only enter play on top of that creature. So you need to
Specifically
get
that
that
one?
Specifically.
Oh, I thought it
that
was
one.
like any other creature.
No, unfortunately.
Okay, that's fine though. I'll just sit here.
There you go.
I don't mind.
There you go.
You don't
Sometimes
need field
that's all you
anyway.
gotta do.
It's okay.
I
Who
mean,
needs creatures, right?
the moment it's going to be like 3 damage is the best you
Yeah,
can
you
do.
can,
so,
you can take a hit.
You know what? It's all good because I got 3 energy. No creatures. Go for it.
Oh wow.
Wow.
So there's 3 new energy. Oh, but what I could do, sorry, on that last one to wreck on that a second,
Yeah.
is I can add this to the bottom there because it was at the end of the turn.
Yeah, from your
Correct.
field.
Correct.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay. You're gonna stay in the hand for a minute. All right. So then I'll take and make a 4 stack with that one. Whenever this creature goes to the graveyard, we're not worried about that right now. But this is a 4 stack, and 4. Where'd they go? Yeah, 4 stack for energy on this guy. This is gonna end up going in there anywho. And then in the meantime, we can go ahead and attack phase and
Oh, shoot.
hit you with 4 points.
Yeah, I don't have anything to stop it, so I'm gonna be taking 4 direct.
Okay.
Awesome.
All right, 10 to 6. Here we go. All right, let's hope we get some creatures now. Okay.
So you're in a pretty good spot because you have a big 4 energy creature, which not only dealt damage to your opponent, but now it's going to protect your life points.
Yeah, this is much better than the situation I was in on the last one. And my Eroda is at 3 energy already.
Yep. So that's a living threat to her as well.
Looming.
Yeah, pretty scary.
Looming.
So I'm going to go ahead and start with Asymmetry. So this one's called Fractured Portals. It says this card's going to stay on the field until another card causes it to leave play. During my energy phase, I can add any number of energy from my hand to my energy piles. So normally the max you can do on a single pile from your hand is 3, just like this. This card's kind of letting me break those rules and add more to it. So I could drop all 6 energy on this if I want, or I could spread it out.
So then should I have been allowed to do 4?
But you had a card that said add. Anytime a card effect that overrides the base rule, you
Oh,
can
Yeah,
okay.
card effects are abilities.
So
that
normally it would
break
only
the
be
rule.
3.
Yeah.
Correct.
Got it.
So, yep. So I'm going to go ahead and just add 1 to that to make it a 4. I'll do another pile of 2. I will start with... Yeah, let's start with Vastion. You remember this boy. So when this creature is summoned, each player reveals their hand. So I've got 2 symmetries, 2 creatures. And you've got... Okay, awesome. That wonderful unsummon that I love so much. All right. So I do have 2 reveal triggers
Sure
here.
you do.
So this one is one of my secret rare cards. So this is Cold Crux, Root of the World, a new secret rare tree folk / shard folk. So when this creature is summoned or revealed, I get to unfreeze or permanently freeze 1 card in play. So freeze is a mechanic we haven't seen quite yet. So when a card is frozen, I'm going to target your creature here.
Sure.
It's going to be flipped face down.
Okay.
Frozen creature means it cannot attack. So I still have to attack through it in order to hit your life points.
Okay.
But you just can't attack with it.
I'm going to turn it sideways just so I can still read the thing on it.
Sure.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, so that is frozen. And then the other card that I have is Hissing Spore Valstrom. We saw this one earlier. So when it's revealed, each player reveals the top card of their main deck.
Okay.
So go ahead and do that. Mine is a Harbinger Mushroom.
Oh my goodness.
So this is another reveal trigger. So when this creature is revealed, okay, yours is the symmetry. Each opponent loses 1 life point when this is revealed, and I get a draw on energy.
Okay.
So go ahead and take 1 point. And this also says if I reveal a creature, I can draw an energy.
All
So
right.
there we go. Getting all those reveal triggers. All right, so that's Vastion. Still in my creature phase, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to play Cold Crux, Root of the World on that pile of 2. And this creature is when it's summoned or revealed, I get to unfreeze or permanently freeze. So it's going to get that ability again. I'm going to permanently freeze 1 of your energies this time. So just go ahead and flip 1 of those energies face down.
Okay.
And a frozen energy means that when I'm attacking it, that energy is not going to deal any damage. So again, I still have
okay.
to get through it, but it's not going to count as hit points.
Okay.
All right, so that is my creature phase. Moving on to attack now. I'm going to go ahead and have the Vastion will swing in on your creature.
Sure.
So this is going to gain 1 energy, and it's only going to take 3 damage because your frozen
Right.
energy doesn't count. So again, you can feel free to make that an afterthought, or you could chuck it to the graveyard to get the energy.
I actually didn't see anything yet in there that has a life point requirement specific. Oh wait.
They're in there somewhere. I don't think you've pulled
That's
pulled
one.
any yet.
Got one right there.
Okay. All right. I'll wait.
Gonna go for the afterthought on that?
It's gonna sit. Yeah.
Okay,
It's gonna
sounds
sit
good.
there.
So this one's done attacking. I do have a creature with 2 energy that hasn't attacked yet, so that's gonna go ahead and swing in directly for 2.
All right.
And that is my turn. Go for it.
By the way, if a game does go long enough where you run out of cards to draw in the main deck and you still need to draw more, there's no deck out or anything or no penalty. You actually get what we call a deck recycle, and that means you just shuffle the graveyard back into the deck and draw however many you still need to draw.
Yep. So I just showed up on the close camera here. The Cold Crux, Root of the World is the creature that I just played that does the, when it's summoned or revealed, I get to permanently freeze a card in play, so hopefully you can see that there.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and. So I'll send 3 3 top cards from my main deck to the graveyard.
Nice.
Add energy beneath or to a creature that's in play. There's not one in play.
Yeah, so it's gonna
Oh,
go
okay.
to the main deck.
So then I guess before I do that, I'll do the. I'll put 2 and create the. Create that one. Send that to.
Oh yeah, that
energy
should go to
not
your
be-
energy deck.
Energy should be.
No worries.
So I'll go ahead and burn that one as my my thing there, so that I can
Discard,
draw
yeah.
one.
Yep.
Get through this deck a little faster.
Yep.
So I've got the 2 on there, and then I'll play the top 3 cards to
To the graveyard.
the graveyard and draw another energy. So got 3 fun-looking cards that are all going to the
Don't need
thing.
'em.
But we're gonna put we'll go ahead and put this guy here.
Okay. Yeah, good choice.
And then that's burned. And then I think I'm gonna sit. I think I'm gonna sit on that, and I will. Do either of those have a when this creature kicks the bucket?
No, they're both when they're summoned or when they attack specifically. So if you're gonna attack any of these, nothing's gonna happen.
Okay, which one of them has the when it attacks thing? It's this
That's
one right
this
here.
one, yeah.
Let's get rid of that one.
Good choice.
And I'll lose 2 energy on that one.
Uh-huh.
I'll come over here. All right.
Nice. All right. Any other symmetries you want to play, or is that it?
Oh man, you know what I actually wanted to do was, can I go ahead and kill this one? Like, as far as like, could I have not put that 1 extra energy into
Oh,
that
gotcha. You
one?
want to put it under the main deck
Yeah.
instead?
Yeah,
Yeah, we can go back.
Okay. Thank you for
Demo purposes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chrono, whatever. So then that would have killed this card.
Yes.
Leaving you still with that one, but when you kill this one, I
Make it
can
the
make it an afterthought, which allows me to then send it to the graveyard and draw 1.
There you go.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Oh, that'll be.
Oh yeah, that's a crazy card.
Oh, jeez.
I can help you out with that if you need.
Yeah, that's gonna take me a minute to read. So
Yeah.
you just go ahead and I think it's your turn at this point.
Yeah, no worries. Jay can help you out if you need. So it's going to my draw phase here, 3 from each deck again, and let's see what I can do. So I do have some extra energy in hand from those reveal triggers that I got. So I've got, let's see, 5 energy, and we're gonna go ahead and do. So many choices. Let's go ahead and do a pile of 5. So again, normally I couldn't do that, but because of the fraction portal symmetry I have on the field, I can kind of break those rules and just go for a stack of 5. I'm also going to go ahead and play Symmetry Glimpse, so this just lets me add an energy to my pile, making it a big 6, and then I get to draw another card. Okay. Creature phase. Let's go ahead and do Hissing Spore Valshroom. So I got a nice big mushroom here. I will go ahead and go into my attack phase unless you want to do anything.
Yeah, you know, I'll go ahead and pay that
Go
1
for it.
energy to get rid of
Unsummon. Oh
to
my
get rid of
gosh.
that.
Should have seen that coming.
That whole
Yes.
thing.
Unfortunately, wow, I don't have any counter to that. I do not have my Crystal Cove. So
Okay, so that thing goes away.
that's just gone.
And then
whatever.
but that was really cool. I really
For
liked
like
it.
a solid 2 seconds. It's pretty dang cool. But,
Yeah.
whatever.
And then this one says ignore all life point costs. So now I understand why that's there, because we'll go ahead and use that afterthought. And then play yeah.
That last card.
Oh, actually.
Yeah. Oh.
So I won't unsummon it.
Oh, okay. We're gonna go back.
Yeah, bring it back.
Okay. So let's see.
You know what I'm
This-
doing?
Yeah, I know
This
what you're
guy
doing.
on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
And I'm sure in tournament play it would be like, no, you already said it.
Yeah.
Can I get a judge?
That's a demo.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So instead of that, what I meant to do,
Okay, yeah.
what happened was that I'm gonna play this afterthought, and then I'm going to tether to Eventide,
Oh, there you go.
wipe your board.
There you go. So targeting this one, of course. So this creature is just destroyed because of that symmetry card.
Right.
And no cost for you.
Yes, and then I'm gonna
Even better.
use.
Oh, jeez.
Then I'm gonna use. your I'm going to use the Ascendants,
Ooh,
Eroda's Ascendants, to
nice.
go ahead. All right, do you want to read out what this
Let me
does?
go
So you
ahead
Explain
can
and,
that
be,
tear through this.
'Cause
This-
it's a big
This card's
one.
amazing. So
I
this
think it's
says-
about to be over.
Yeah, so this is kind of your ace in the hole with this deck. This is a rare from set 5. Eroda's Ascendants. Pay half of your life points rounded down. What life points are you at?
He's at
It
7.
doesn't matter because my afterthought is nixing all of that.
So I believe that says excluding costs, correct?
Oh, is that what that? Okay, so then.
So when it says pay, that's
It's
a
a
cost.
cost.
Sure. Okay. All right.
But it's all
You know
right.
what? I don't care.
Yeah, you're still in the gold.
It's all good.
So pay half your life points, rounded down. So if you got an odd number, just round it down.
Mm-hmm.
Send all cards in your main deck to the graveyard. Go ahead and flip those over there to the graveyard.
Mill everything.
And trigger. So we have a trigger in the middle of this.
Eroda!
Eroda comes out.
Eroda to the field.
How much energy does it have?
Presently, it has 4.
Four,
I do
alright.
still have this one sitting in my hand for
Excellent.
because I have 2 cards that have pay energy costs.
So this is going to continue to resolve, but he went ahead and summoned Eroda since there was nothing remaining in the main deck. It comes out with all that energy. The rest of this says, then you may summon Eroda the Flickering Facade. You've already done that. And or Devourer of Dimensions from your hand or graveyard.
Be
He's
this
got it in
card.
his hand. Devourer drops into
There it
play on
is.
top of Eroda. And then the rest of this says, if you do, you may move your afterthoughts underneath it in addition to Chronos. So any afterthoughts or Chronos, go ahead and put
It's going to go right under Devourer there.
Now, but does it stay there because I just used it? Is it still in play?
It is in play. Yes.
Okay.
That one is a kind of permanent effect. It's not a one-time use.
Okay.
All right, and then the rest of this, it gets even crazier. So you moved afterthoughts
over.
underneath Devourer.
Yeah, he did that.
So those afterthoughts turn back into Chronos. They're now just essentially cards under Devourer that you can use.
Mhm.
Opposing creatures, so your opponent's creatures and piles cannot increase in energy for the rest of the turn. So that is what this
Awesome.
card did. This go ahead and can go to the graveyard. Devourer's effect now finishes resolving. When that enters play, move all Chronos. So if you had other Chronos in play, that would go
Yeah.
under there as
We
well.
would eat
Yeah.
them all up, yeah.
You want to go ahead and read Devourer's ability?
So you may at any time send a chrono underneath this creature to the graveyard to negate a card or effect or ability and destroy that card.
So
So-
anytime she tries to trigger something, you can say nope, send a card under it, cancel, and destroy that card.
So you have
Yeah.
2 Chronos underneath Devourer. Basically, you have 2 chances to negate any cards or abilities that I do.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
you're in the gold right now.
Extremely powerful.
Pretty sweet spot to be in.
So it's just and to be clear, that was all done during your turn.
Yep.
Yep.
Because you played a symmetry card.
So
Yep.
Yep.
there.
So thanks a lot.
Yeah. Well, we're getting close here, so let's go ahead and mop it up.
Yeah, so-
go ahead and finish your turn.
I'm gonna go ahead and just try to attack this, try and weaken that Eroda. So it's just gonna hit for 2.
Okay, no, it's not.
Unsummon. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I can't stop it. So that goes to hand. Creature energy is destroyed. Yeah, that's my turn. Completely just stop me dead in my tracks. Go for it.
Need to draw, so shuffle to the graveyard, that comes to the deck again.
Yep.
So deck recycle. And while he does that, I'll go ahead and touch on a few quick things. If you're interested in Exodus, this looks fun to you. We at Existence Games have a lot of really cool things going on with the game. It's a great time to jump in and become part of the community. We have a Discord channel worldwide. You can chat with players from around the world. We have on the website, exodus-cards.com, links on there. You can learn more about the game. We have a YouTube channel. Catch us on Facebook, Twitter, all that stuff. And we also have organized play. So if you want to maybe try to earn your invitation to Worlds, we just had our 2nd World Championship, and you can win the most amazing prizes. We really love spoiling players, so if you want to design your own card in a TCG, you can actually do that if you top
Design a
3,
dream card.
If you top
Yep.
at Worlds. You can also get written into the storyline as a character. You can get a Drifter illustrated in your likeness by an official Exodus TCG artist. So these are all really amazing things, and we love to support retailers. If your LGS wants to stock the game, they can get it from us directly. So yeah, have them contact us, and we can help get tournaments going.
And real quick, all of our Worlds 2018 videos from 2018 are up on our YouTube now, and 2019 Worlds videos will be going up as soon as we get back from Gen Con.
Yes.
So check those out.
So, being that I am a good host, I will. We'll just go ahead and call this game because what I just drew as well would
Oh,
mean
geez.
that you would just be.
And
We would
honestly,
just recycle this.
Looking at my hand, I am not in a very good position to try to get past that.
Yeah,
Devour,
this is Dormy. It's Dormy.
Yeah.
So we'll go ahead and kill it for now. But this was Jake and Lexi, and they brought this. It's almost like the war of TCGs Like it's fast. We cleared like this was like 3 turns maybe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm Rudy. Where can they find Exodus? You have like at like Twitters and Instagrams.
Yeah, all social
specifically?
media is at Exodus Card Game.
Yep.
Website is exodus-cards.com.
And Exodus-players.com is the organized play site and card database.
There you go. So with that, I am Rudy Rutenberg. You can find me at Rudy Woot on all the things. And this is the Gen Con studio, bringing you really awesome games to go try and check out. And this seems, oh man, I hope I didn't just get hooked. Bye.